Your intro, bitch.
What up, and welcome to another episode of Brotherhood Without Manners, your favorite full spoiler reread podcast of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series. That's how you do it without stuttering through it, not chapters. I'm Nate. Joining me as always is the guy who couldn't get it right last episode, Zach.
I've got your wallet. I'm stealing your identity.
Oh, that's my wallet.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought you had your wallet.
Driver's license, social security. I'm stealing Nate's identity.
Great.
What up,
Can
I'm
you
Zach?
raise my credit up a little bit then?
Nope,
That'd
I'm
be
tanking
cool.
it.
Damn.
We are, unfortunately, two brothers who cover George R.R. Martin's Song of Ice and Fire series. If you've not heard us before, we are full spoiler. So if you haven't read everything that's published, you might get spoiled on something you might not want to know about. So
If that's you, go read.
pause,
Catch up.
go read, catch up. We'll be here.
We ain't going anywhere. And there will probably be even more episodes for you when you return.
There's a thing called the digital footprint, which means, like, even if we scrub it, you can't really remove everything offline. So
Right.
we're fucked, y'all.
Yep. Zach hated on Amy Schumer a while ago. and
Fuck
that's
you,
still
Amy
there.
Schumer.
That's right.
I'll hate on that bitch all day.
Last episode, we were reading Tyrion 7.
You mean like 10 minutes ago, because these chapters are like 10 minutes apart from each other.
Technically, we read the chapters like days ago.
You don't know me.
And noted weeks ago even. And so while we recorded the last one 10 minutes ago, haha, power of the internet, this one is not happening simultaneously.
We almost made these one episode, this Tyrion Sansa batch, as we did with Catelyn and Arya way back for the Red Wedding, because similar structure. We're doing a quick 1-2-1-2.
We found that we had a lot more to say about these,
Yeah.
even for their short bursted nature.
The Red Wedding has been covered and beaten to death. The Purple Wedding, there's still a lot of elements that are up in the air, even at the end of A Dance with Dragons, with the Tyrell, Cersei combatants that is going on, the rise of the faith in King's Landing.
Yeah.
Some of the players, you know,
Hi,
obviously,
Sparrow.
spoilers, Sir Kevin dies at the end of Dance with Dragons, but, you know, he's a prevalent part of this chapter, and Tywin, of course, who dies at the end of this book, spoiler, and other things. So,
Told
yeah,
ya.
lots of things. We decided to keep these their own separate chapters, episodes, and I'm glad we did, because, yeah, there's just lots to say individually. Last we left Sansa. Sansa is not having a good go, y'all. Like, pour one out for your girl. She had to marry Tyrion,
Ugh.
and, you know, obviously her brother was branded a rebel traitor. You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away.
He's the leader of the Rebel Alliance.
Rob was fucking shit up, and we loved him. And then he
got fucked up.
married
and
a
we miss
Westerling
him.
and fucked things up, and his army fell apart, and then him and Mama Stark got yeeted at the Red Wedding.
She literally got yeeted
yeeted
into
in
a
the
river.
So disrespectful.
Naked.
So disrespectful.
Naked
So
Stark.
disrespectful.
Naked Stark. Do, 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 do.
The disrespect.
I know.
And your boy got his direwolf's head sewn onto his body. The fucking disrespect. Like, when Stoneheart goes absolute scorched earth on these motherfuckers, don't ask me why, listeners. Don't ask me why.
Don't look to us for compassion.
Because, like, they deserve it. They're like, they have it coming. Every single one of them.
Every single one of them?
Every single one of them.
Because, there's a
Even
scene
Oliver Frey. I
and
don't give a fuck.
Frey. Jamie Lannister
That's not true.
and
Not
Brianna
Oliver Frey.
Tarth.
Oliver. There. No, because
Okay, just because,
Martin,
Podrick Payne, like, his little feet kicking.
Brianna Tarth, no, does not. Like,
Right,
she
well.
wasn't anything to do with the Red Wedding. Lady Stoneheart just doesn't fucking know that yet. She
Stoneheart
like
goes nuts.
But no, like there. And Martin took the time to show us that there are some who didn't. Rosalind Frey, Oliver Frey. These were people who were excluded from the Red Wedding because of their potential loyalty to the Stark faction, and so not all of them. But again,
Right, then
I'm
watch
all
your
for
mouth.
I'm all for the scorched earth. Like, let's fucking do it. Let's burn the phrase to the ground.
So we're joining Sansa in this chapter
Sansa 4.
almost immediately after Tyrion finished his last chapter.
Oh, he finished all right.
And left Shay. Technically, Shay left him to go and fetch bathwater for Sansa. And we catch up with Sansa as she's waking up from her dream.
Tyrion started with her murmuring in her sleep over a dream, and this one begins with Sansa kind of ruminating on that dream, that it was a sweet dream, she thinks. She'd been running through the Winterfell's Godwood with Lady, when I'm with you, I'm smiling.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry.
Her father was there, probably cleaning ice by the Godswood, by the Heart Tree, and her siblings were there. She doesn't mention Arya, but she does mention all the rest, her brothers mainly.
So
Rude.
Apparently I've completely written off the Valyrian steel sword ice from my brain, because when you said her father was there cleaning ice, I just pictured him with like a rag polishing a giant ice cube, and I was like, what? Why the fuck would he be doing
Type
that?
Dracarys to melt the block of ice.
What's happening?
So she thinks that she must be brave, like Lady. She feels braver with Lady, but she's got to be brave. One way or another today, her torment would soon end. Lol, 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 lol. I love it when George has fun, and he's having fun here.
Yeah.
Because, while, like, it's naive of her to think that Joffrey's done with her, he's done. And, like, she doesn't know that yet. But, yeah, no, like, if things went normal and Joffrey didn't die at his wedding, she's still being tortured by him.
Right.
Like, that's, and that he implies that he's going to come and, you know, once he's done getting Marjorie pregnant, lols, like he fucking knows what he's doing in the bedroom. He's going to come to her chamber because Tyrion can't. And, like, so there's still a little bit of that naivete, but Sansa is shedding so much of that skin in this chapter, and it's great. But Martin's having fun, where one way or another, her torment soon ends.
So we had briefly mentioned it to each other. Do you think that she was in any way skinwalking, dream seeing, green
I
walking?
see, because as far as I recall, Winterfell should be empty right now, and so
I would like to pose with that in mind. Do you think it's possible that this moment in time, Rickon and Asha have made their way there and saw that it was desecrated and took a stop in, and so she's actually going through?
No, because that's where they left from, so there's absolutely
Dog.
no reason for them to stop there. They're going in the
kind of gotten rid of that out of my head.
complete
too.
opposite direction.
Asha would be like, "There's no way we're going there because we
Right.
don't know what it's like there.
Winterfell
who's
was
there,
like, pun
right.
intended. Winterfell was left to the wolves. Like, there's
Oh,
nothing.
Then he should be able to go back then.
But we do know that Nymeria is stalking around fucking areas of the world with a big ass wolf pack.
I don't think she went that north.
Maybe not Nymeria then, but we know that there are wolves in the Wolveswood. We know there are wolves, a huge fucking roaming pack. So who's to say that there aren't some in the Godswood right now, and that, yeah, maybe she is seeing some of the ghosts of Winterfell. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think she is.
I don't either. I
was
just think this
reaching,
is a
but-
dream, a simple dream. Her connection got cut off when Lady died, unfortunately. I would love it to be that she's having some, premonition, or she's skin changing some wolf, but no, she's dreaming of her traumas.
Right.
She, again, says she wouldn't be afraid if Lady were here, but they're dead. All dead. Her family, even Septa Mordain, is dead. So she is all alone in the world, which...
Oh, you feeling guilty about being a fucking bitch to her before?
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't know what you got till it's gone. Although, like, Septa Mordain was, like, she was getting drunk and shit and passing out.
yeah.
So, like, not the best role model. But also, she's not alone in the world. We know that Bran and Rickon are still kicking. And we know that Arya is also still.
Essentially alone
Right,
in the
correct. But we know she isn't, and that will one day be made clear to her that
Maybe.
all these trials and tribulations, she'll get to reunite. And again, we were
hope.
just talking in Tyrion's that she goes out to the Godswoods nightly and prays, and maybe prays for death of some people, and maybe her sister will help her facilitate that. And
Yuck.
yes, her husband isn't in bed, but that's not unusual.
He's a bad sleeper.
Again, we start to get the perceptiveness of Sansa. He's a bad sleeper, she notes, and usually she'll find him reading in the library, poring over a scroll, or out walking, or sometimes the smells of the kitchen will get him to go down there.
Right, because he can't fall back asleep after fucking with Shay, so he goes and
She's
reads.
already got his routines and stuff down, though. Like,
Yeah,
she
who he
knows
is, what
she
he's
knows the
doing.
spots he goes. The only thing she's missing is that he goes and fucks Shay. But she's aware that, like, yeah, no, he doesn't really stay the entire night, each night.
Yeah, and that shows her naivete again, and also the dichotomy between her and Arya, because Arya will learn how to weaponize sex later on, as we'll see.
I don't know if it's showing her naivete. She is currently
I think that if
grieving
she was
beyond any
more aware, like Marjorie, for example, of sex as more than just this is how we make babies and beautiful princes, which she's getting much more matured forcibly at this point, just across the spectrum. But in regards to sex being used in that way and fulfilling that need, I don't know that she ponders that enough. And so I do think it's because she's still a bit more childish than all the other characters around her.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Slaughter Marjorie's entire family and then tell me that she's going to piece together just a small little... It's that. I think Sansa could piece together that Tyrion and Shae are slipping off. I just think that her mind is so scattered that she's not looking to. She doesn't give a fuck what these people are doing as long as he's away from her. So I think if she had a mind to actually be like scheming and figuring things out, she would. But I think in this case, no, she's grieving her family still. That's still the freshest fucking wound it could be. And she still, like, was grieving her father and brothers even. Like, this poor girl hasn't had a minute to fucking breathe. And so, yeah, I don't know if it's naivete more so than it is just trauma. Like, this poor fucking... And she's still kind of picking up on certain things. But she opens the shutters and looks up at the clouds. We still get the little dreamer in her.
I've got a castle on a cloud. Yeah, she's straight up is seeing her home in the clouds.
Is there any sort of like metaphors here? She sees the two castles that then merge into one castle. Is there any...
I mean, I feel
symbology?
Like there's a million ones. This is one of those ones that Martin threw in here because it can be, how do you want to take it? You know, two towers with the twins or two different sets, but there's also the castles in Winterfell that are crumbling at the moment, especially when Brella comes talking shit here in a moment.
Yep.
It's going to be very similar to the Snow Castle getting kicked around.
That was my thought in the Eyrie.
Yep. And so, not to mention, you know, the merging of the houses today at the marriage, but it being collapsing because one of the towers,
because it ain't
Joffrey
a good fucking
fucked.
marriage. Yeah.
So I think that it could be taken a million ways, and one way, whatever you want. And
so as she's at the window taking this in, her maids enter, new maids, as Tyrion had fired the old ones, claiming that they were Cersei's spies, which she suspected. Right.
Clever girl.
And she bids them to come look at the cloud castles, and fucking... They do, but like Sansa's like, oh, they're all made
It's
of...
almost sad right there specifically because it is that little dreamer girl getting excited. Come look at the fucking sick ass castle and they're like, yeah.
Well,
sucks.
right, Sansa's
sucks.
like, oh, they're all made of gold, and that's when Shae's like, move out of the fucking way, I gotta see. Let me see these gold castles, you fucking money-grubbing bitch.
I don't think she rushed over at all.
I'd
like to see that.
She elbowed Brella. She was like, fuck out of my way.
Right.
Look, I'm getting this gold.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, that's something I'd like to see.
Hey, man,
a fucking
you
castle
look at
made of
Shae,
gold.
you see it. This bitch ain't fucking hiding her ambitions.
Sheesh.
She's that gold digger. I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Yeah, you are.
I absolutely am. But, yeah, she then kind of thinks on, she's like, Shae does all she's bid, but she gives Sansa the most insolent fucking looks sometimes, like, which, right, because she's jealous that you're married to fucking Tyrion, and that's where she wants. Not because she wants Tyrion, because she wants to stay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Brella's like, it looks like that one's tower is crumbling, though. Like, not the greatest fucking looking castle. And Sansa's like, bitch, you ruined it. You fucking
close the windows.
Soiled it. So, right, because Sansa's got Winterfell on the mind. She doesn't want to hear about fucking crumbling towers. So she's like, hey, me and Tyrion are expected at the Queen's breakfast. Have you seen my lord husband? And Brella's like, nah. And Shae's like, oh, maybe he went to see the hand. Maybe Tywin had need of his expertise. And Brella's like, yeah, maybe it's that.
Sure, yeah.
Which, like... Martin, it's particularly, it says, like, Brella sniffs, and then,
okay,
basically is like, all right, we've got the hot water for your tub, my lady. I think that's indicating that Brella fucking knows Shae is trying to spin some shit here.
Right.
And, like, just come up. No, Tywin didn't fucking summon Tyrion for his wisdom.
Yeah, coupled, like, her knowledge of seeing things and hearing things and not repeating them, added with any sane person who knows Tywin, they are all aware, especially if they're working so closely and around Tyrion, to know that Tywin doesn't like fucking Tyrion.
Right.
No, he's not. He just dismissed him from the job and fucking ignored him for a month while he was recovering from death.
Brella fucking hears and sees the goddamn semen dripping from fucking Shay's legs right now. Plop, plop, plop. You fucking whore. Get out of here. Take a bath.
Whoa. She can't. She's just a handmaid, but she
can.
does bring the hot water for
She
Sansa
wasn't
to
wasting her
bathe.
time getting fucking plowed in the dragon's jaws. She could have taken a bath.
Hey, that's how she wants to make a
So
living.
yeah, Sansa gets in the tub and, she's getting herself ready. She's tempted to ask for a cup of wine to calm her nerves, but she ain't quite Tyrion yet.
But I really like that. Like, note that she was like, I could probably really use some wine right now. That'd be great.
The wedding will be at midday at the Sept of Baelor. The feast would then be after in the throne room. But first is the Queen's breakfast for the Lannisters and the Tyrell men, because the Tyrell women would be having breakfast with Queen Marjorie. And then very bitterly she thinks, they've made of me a Lannister. And girl, someone give Sansa a hug, because she's right. Like, she should be at Marjorie's breakfast. That's the dream for her. That's the songs. That's the... And no, instead she's got to deal with fucking Joffrey, her miserable little fucking grub of a husband, Tyrion, this fucking insolent bitch with her looks, Shay, like...
And this tower-crushing fucking...
Right, and Brella fucking being like, it's crumbling. Like, bitch, I'm gonna make you crumble if you don't fucking... So, yeah, poor Sansa. Poor Sansa. I'll say it a third time. Poor Sansa.
She trembles.
Yeah, right. And she's like, oh, the water's cold. Like, brave-ass girl. Like, she's not even giving up the fact that she hates everything about today. And so Sansa is getting dressed when Tyrion finally shows up with Podrick in tow. And Tyrion immediately wants wine, and Sansa's like, there will be wine at breakfast. Can you fucking chill? And he's like, you don't expect me to face Cersei sober, do
So right
you?
here, what the fuck are you doing, Sansa, calling him out when you as a non-drinker are straight up like, yo, I could use some... He's
She didn't take it, though.
Sure. But she straight up
Last time he got shit-faced, he called out Joffrey and almost fucking got himself killed. Like,
I just think it was funny that she was
100%.
minutes before like, I could get so trashed right now and be the greatest day of my life.
She didn't say trash. She wanted a glass of wine to calm her nerves.
That's all he asked for. Where's the wine?
That's not what he's asking
Where's the
for.
wine? I'd like to have a glass.
And then he's fucking got Mace Tyrell's goblet, and he's like, one shot of
Just
vodka.
1 shot, right.
Glug, 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 glug. Yeah, nah. And so Tyrion says it's a new century, toasts to Aegon, and says 2 sisters, 2 wives, and 3 dragons. What more could a man ask for? Which...
That's your wife you're talking to right there.
Well, it's real interesting that,
2 women.
Shay and Sansa, 3 dragons. He just fucked Shay in the dragons, area.
Right.
The 2 sisters, I guess you could see Jaime as, demasculated with his hand being cut off. And so it's an interesting...
No, I was thinking it more as Sansa and Shay. He has the 2 wives, one for politically and one for fucking.
I'm talking 2 sisters. Jaime getting his hand
did
cut off.
He say that
he
separate?
says, well, yeah, 2
wives,
sisters,
2
because his sisters are his wives.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
And so, yeah, 2 sisters, 2 wives, and 3 dragons. What more could a man want? And so, yeah, Jaime, with the hand cut off, is viewed as demasculated in this world. He's no longer the man he was. He can't fight. And we know that swordplay is equated to fucking in this world. And so it's just an interesting, for all intents and purposes, for a moment, Tyrion was kind of personifying Aegon. And similar to I brought it up the Makoro prophecy. It's that fun.
Right.
Martin's having fun here with the wordplay, and I enjoy that. And what more could a man ask for is one of the most sarcastic lines Tyrion has said, because as we know, he fucking hates Cersei.
Yeah.
He fucking hates being married to Sansa because he wants her. He's not going to rape this small child bride. He wants Shay. He hates being with Shay.
The works.
He wants a dragon to burn the world to the ground because
yeah.
everything sucks.
Let's do it. So
Perceptive Sansa
notices that he's a mess.
notices that he's a fucking mess.
Looks like he slept in that stuff. Well, it's actually he didn't sleep in
right,
that
he
stuff.
just got redressed.
Threw
in
it all
them.
back on, but correct. And she's like, is Is that what you're gonna wear to the breakfast? Like, is that what we're?
You could change into that handsome new doublet.
And dude, he gets all with the passive aggressive shade.
Yeah, the doublet's handsome.
Dude, she just doesn't want you walking in like a fucking slob.
You look like a fucking drunk. Like,
right.
Sir Danto's called. He wants his whole fucking demeanor back. Can, like, you get your shit together for 30 seconds, Tyrion? Like, and get over your look. Oh, yeah, the doublet's handsome. Come on, Pod. Let's go see if we can find an outfit to make me taller. Like,
so that my wife isn't ashamed of me.
Too late for that, brah.
Do you see the way you're acting?
Right.
There, fool.
Yeah, and like, fuck off. Like, oh yeah, maybe I can add a few more inches to my dick while we're at it, Pod. And so, fuck off, Tyrion.
I like her thoughts then on Podrick. She at first was worried about him being, a pain and Ilyn killing her dad. And then she's like, but he's actually just this little freckle-faced kid with big old pimples on his nose and shit. And I like the line that Tyrion says at the end of the thoughts where she's asking about his house and his banner.
because he returns shortly later, and he is more presentable. She thinks he's presentable enough, which I love. Like, it's still not up to her standards.
Right.
And she thinks, and even a little taller. LOL, fucking Sir Talad was just the dude dominating his thoughts. And so, yeah, he got himself some little platform shoes, and fucking, he got a little bit of height. And even Podrick looks a proper squire now. Except because it's Sansa, and looks are important. The little pimple he's got in the ridge of his nose, and he is absolutely terrified of Sansa, which Pod's terrified of everyone.
Which is hilarious.
Being Sansa, she asks him if purple, white, and gold are the colors of House Payne.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Payne,
no. And he stammers out. He's adorable. We love Pod.
Yep.
And he says, yeah, their house arms are purple and white check with gold coins. And Tyrion says there's a story behind those coins. We've never gotten this story.
Yeah.
The fandom, we still do not know the story behind the coins of the arms of House Payne.
I also just do like the end of that sentence from Tyrion is, and Podrick will be glad to tell your feet one day.
Yeah, regale it to your feet one day.
And so I just love how shy he is that he's sitting there. And, like, he gets called out on it. But yeah, especially like we don't know how recently when it became a thing, why, and so especially with Ilyn having his tongue out, you would imagine it's not a new thing, and so it doesn't correlate with him being able to speak on it or anything. Yeah. But it's a curious thing.
I want to know. Yeah, I want to know what the hell the gold coins are with House Payne.
Sure.
And so I'm hoping that we get that at some point. Sansa is very tempted to call in sick today, but thinks that she's got to be strong like Robb.
Dude, that's a fucking vibe. As soon as she has to go and socialize with other people, she's like, I will literally think of anything to not have to do this.
I'm on my period. I don't want to.
I got a stomach ache. I
Food
don't want
poisoning.
To go.
I ate some bad guacamole. I've got the shits.
Dude, so good.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, of course, they go, and the breakfast is elaborate for a starving fucking city. Well, they're not the war's over, but like, there were just bread riots in this city.
Right.
And there's, 99 courses, yada, yada, yada. And, Dantos is galloping around on his broomstick horse. Moonboy is making farting noises and singing rude songs about the guests. And Tyrion, again, observant Sansa, Tyrion drinks a lot and eats very little. Sansa kind of nibbles here and there, but
you can't expect her at this point to have an appetite for fucking anything.
And anytime Joffrey looks at her, she feels like she wants to vomit, which, I'm pretty sure that's everybody in the kingdom. So.
Right. And so this is where we get, because the food is done, and
feasting's
Cersei
done.
Presents the wife's cloak. And again, I mentioned it last episode, but similar to Tyrion, who had the cloak, that he said it was just as big a jape as the crown that was put on Robb's head after they killed him. Sansa thought it looks nice from far away, but the more you look at it, it's threadbare.
Yeah.
Which is kind of that's the kingdom itself.
That's the theme of this fucking wedding.
Right.
This wedding is just hanging out by a
putting
thread.
All the money. We're maxing out the credit cards so that we can provide this big elaborate thing to hide the fact that we can't pay any of those credit cards off.
Everyone is holding on by a thread here. Yeah.
And she's like, that cloak is a shabby old thing, and it makes sense because it came from her mother.
Right,
Like,
it was
it
the
is
cloak
old.
Robert draped over Cersei's, and then it was draped by Tywin over Lady Joanna's before
Right.
that. And
And
so,
so
yeah, it's
old.
a hand-me-down.
But I do love this. It's that unidealization of the queen, like where she used to worship
Right,
Cersei.
in book 1, Sansa would have been like, it's the most fabulous
Right.
cloak ever, and now she's like, yeah, it looks
And
a
so
little ratty.
to me, it's that she's finally not seeing through the rose-colored
Yeah,
glasses.
yeah.
Not that, she does. She's, like you said earlier, she's traumatized as fuck at this point.
But she's still
And
noticing
so
these things, right?
Now she's picking up on these things of like, oh yeah, I was seeing this way skewed.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, look at that ratty-ass baby blanket.
Mhm.
I don't give a
Yep.
fuck.
Love it.
And then it came time for the gifts.
Time for presents.
And so this is a fun little exchange here. We get Zalabar Joe gave Joffrey a great bow of gold wood and a quiver of arrows fletched with green and scarlet. I like that one.
Yeah, that thing's just sick. Anyway.
The colors, I think, are an interesting little play on some green and gold and green and red. But Lady Tonda gave him some supple riding boots.
Right, they'll work great with the gift from Sir Kevin, his riding saddle.
The red leather jousting saddle.
Jousting saddle.
Which Joffrey will never use.
Riding
He's a
boots.
bitch.
Dude, him giving that gift gave me a laugh. Just because seeing Joffrey on a horse in general is surprising.
All of these.
But,
like
right,
the
every
bow,
single thing.
He's never going to
yes,
fucking
for
be
sure.
able to notch that bow.
Yeah, the only time he ever attempts to use any kind of bow is to kill his whores that he fucking
It's the cat.
steals.
He shoots the cat with
Sure,
the
he's a
crossbow.
son of a bitch.
And, like, he shoots it. Yeah. He can only
Right.
use a crossbow because he can't fucking pull the
Right,
drawstring.
and then silver spurs and a tourney pavilion.
A
like,
red gold brooch in the shape of a scorpion, a threat from over in
I
Martell.
love the brooch.
Like-
It's all these showy things that this little bitch is never gonna
Nope.
do.
A
I mean,
Math-
granted, we know he dies today.
Mathis
anyway,
Rowan gives him a red silk tourney pavilion. Right.
Right.
Like, it's
but a war galley
Paxter Redwine
200
gives him
or
a
war
model
galley
of a 200
that they're
or-
building currently in the
King
arbor.
Joffrey's valor.
Right, and
I made a face. We're an audio medium. Joffrey goes on like, I will sail it when I go and face my uncle Stannis and da 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 da. And yeah, it's appeasing this little pissant. That's all anybody's trying to do here, but it's just a show.
And that it's nothing he'll use, nothing, because he also then receives the book from Tyrion and Sansa.
Sansa notes that he's playing the gallant, like, because
Yes, yeah.
Redwine is like, if your grace allows it, we would love to call it. If it please your grace, we would love to call it King Joffrey's valor. And Joffrey's like, it would please me greatly. And Sansa's like, yeah, this little bitch is playing the gallant king today, but he can flip in a fucking second.
And then he flips.
And then he flips.
And he gets the book. The only one that, if he ever actually used these items, would potentially benefit this person specifically. And it's a book on the lives of 4 kings.
Called The Lives of 4 Kings.
Right. And it's Daeron the Young Dragon Rider, Baelor the Blessed, Aegon the Unworthy, and Daeron the Good.
Sansa wonders if Joffrey moves his fat little worm lips when he reads, which I just love.
That's
like,
funny.
she's so
Yeah.
spiteful, but also, like, can Joffrey read?
I think so, but maybe not well.
He was taught 100%.
And so I think I agree with her that like, no shame to people who have we've
No,
talked about that if
but-
you have difficulty reading for whatever reason, but I definitely think he is someone who would mouth
I don't
the
know
words
if he can read.
as he reads.
I honestly don't know
I
if
think
he can
could
read. I know he was taught, sure. He had lessons. I don't know if he fucking can. And he's the little fucking piece of shit that would absolutely, like, act like it, but never admit that he can't fucking read. And so, like,
Because I always think
that's my new headcanon.
I always think he was entitled, but I think it became a whole nother level when we got to know him, and so I do think he at least learned to read. I'm of the mind that he can read.
It's my headcanon that he can't.
Cool,
He's
you're
a
wrong,
dumb little
but
piece of
we
shit.
can continue.
Sir Kevin says it's a book that every king should read, and of course Joffrey has no interest in it because he can't, and says that if Tyrion read less, then perhaps Sansa would have a baby in her by now.
Oof.
And of course, when the king laughs or jokes, the court laughs, so they become the butt of the joke. And he says that he'll visit Sansa's bedchamber once Marjorie is with child, which, again, you don't know how to read. You don't know how to fuck either. So Sansa, of course, is embarrassed but worried about Tyrion's rebuttal, but for this time he just kind of fills his mouth with wine and doesn't say anything back, which she's grateful for.
Right.
Then Mace Tyrell presents a 3-foot-tall golden chalice with 7 faces, and each face bore the sigil of a great house: the ruby lion, the emerald rose, the onyx stag, the silver trout, the blue jade falcon, the opal sun, and the pearl direwolf. Joffrey says, of course, that they'll have to chip off the direwolf and put a crack in there instead.
Yeah, shut
the fuck
up. And then Tyrion makes a comment about it being as tall as he is.
Yep. And that Joff, like half a glass of it, and Joff will be falling over drunk, and Sansa does the
maybe
like,
he will get drunk.
Maybe he'll break
and he'll
his
just
fucking neck.
Yeah,
like,
so funny.
I love her absolute bitterness toward it. Her internal is getting so like vindictive and dark,
and it's so good that he's gonna die, and so it's
because of a drink, because of drinking poison.
Right,
It's not the falling and breaking his neck, but he will be
drinking
falling
regardless.
And, of course, Tywin, extra ass motherfucker he is, has to be last and presents the most magnificent gift of the Valyrian steel sword. The red folded into the silver, the steel, beautiful sword.
She notes, and it's again, just telling of his character. And, you know, we've heard from the weapons master of Winterfell back in the past, I think it was, that you shouldn't be drawing a sword unless you intend to fucking kill somebody with it. Sansa notes that as soon as he gets his sword in his hand, he looks like he wants to fucking kill something.
Right there.
I need to find something to kill. And he just can't find anything
I can see that, like, this image is so clear in my mind of, like, his gross little grubby
the joy.
the lighting up of,
I can see
like,
it as well. Like, just that, like, and like that, like, glancing around, seeing it's people that he can't openly kill.
Right.
Maybe glancing around the corners, hoping to spot a cat
right,
that he can
it's that,
fucking
like,
wrangle.
who's the
like,
least useful here?
What can I do?
Fuck.
And realizing he has to do the book.
Yep.
And just
because he plays
he
the
gets it
show,
named
and
first,
he's like, all great swords need a name, so, people are shouting out, and he settles on Whittle's Whale because he's a cunt, and he's waving it around like an idiot, just like you said. I absolutely think Martin is trying to make us recall Roderick saying, you don't draw your steel unless you mean to fucking use it. And then, of course, he cleaves it down on Tyrion's book. It takes him 6 swings of a Valyrian steel sword.
So there is a comment of be careful, which then is followed by an incredibly important line. I am no stranger to Valyrian steel. Cool. It's the rarest metal in the fucking world. He's no stranger to it, so let's just continue from there.
Do you think he cut himself on that dagger? I do. And so it takes him 6 cleaves to part this book. 6 cleaves of the sharpest material in the known world to part a book. Joffrey is weak as fuck.
Yep.
Like, he's a little...
Right. You should be able to practically drop that on the fucking book, and it's going to cleave it in
Rob
half.
could have, like, just set it on the book, and it would...
Right.
The
weight
through.
Of ice.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
ice,
the weight of the sword should be able to cleave this book.
So, Garland Tyrell speaks up and tells...
Because Osmond Kettleblack has to jump back when he swings.
And he's acting like a fucking
And he's
fool
like, whoa,
anyway.
your grace, like, I pray you never turn that edge on me. And he says, pray you don't give me a reason to, sir.
Dude, Kettleblack would fuck you up.
Kettleblack will be fucking your mom.
And that, like...
So, there's your reason right there.
While he's a piece of shit like Kettleblack, we know that they're not great dudes.
No. Yeah, he absolutely would school Joffrey.
He's a fighter. He knows what the fuck he's doing with the sword.
Of like, he'll give you plenty reason here soon.
I'm gonna do your mom, bro.
But you'll be dead. But yeah, he'll be fucking your mom. So like, LOL. And then yes, Garland Tyrell speaks up, which I love this.
Yeah,
because
Tyrell is like...
Well, Garland, we know, is the bookish one.
Right.
He's the one that Sansa was being kind of like talked about maybe marrying.
He has the problem with his legs.
With his legs,
from the riding incident when
and
he was
he's like, Your Grace, there are literally only 4 of those books in the known kingdom.
Now there's 3.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's a fucking... I hate this kid.
Yeah, and then to like make it, he then turns to Tyrion and he's like, yeah, you owe me a new present because, this one got all fucked up. And Tyrion suggests a nice dagger, Valyrian steel to accompany your sword, perhaps with a nice dragon bone hilt?
Yeah, and so Joffrey glares at him for a moment.
He has it reminds me of the show of Chaos is a Ladder when Bran says it to Littlefinger. He does like the blinky eye, and then he like And then he agrees. He's like, yeah. But with like a ruby hilt, not a dragon bone is too plain.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. And, that kind of wraps up all the stuff. So we'll get into it coming up. Okay.
Because, he starts talking to Sansa, too, when they're in the carriage.
Well, yeah. So they leave, and as they're leaving, Prince Oberyn falls into step beside them.
Right, with Laria Sand.
And Sansa is very interested in this bastard woman who has risen very high in station, despite being a bastard. And Sansa thinks she's kind of plain, like she's pretty enough.
She doesn't quite grasp the aura, the fucking power fucking pose.
So Tyrion and Oberyn are going back and forth about the kings in the lives of the four kings.
Yes. And I love us seeing how well-read Oberyn is. Who, we know he went to the Citadel and studied, and like it's so cool to see them having this philosophical debate on the kings and the goodliness and badliness of them.
Yep.
And that catches Sansa by surprise.
Well, Sansa's shocked at the Baylor the Blessed slander. She's like,
hold the fuck on.
He walked to Dorne barefoot, and he, was so pure that none of the snakes bit him. And they're like, Elaria clarifies. She's like, no, Baylor's ass got stung half a fucking 100 times. Like, the story's just...
Right, like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's impressive that he lived and all, but, like, motherfucker got bit. He got bit a lot.
He got bit a lot. Like, there was no Jesus, they're not touching him. And then Tyrion says that some believe Baelor was deranged from all that venom. And Oberyn's like, I don't see any snakes around here, so what the fuck is Joffrey's excuse? There's no venom deranging him, so... And Tyrion, for the most part, agrees. And that there's some fun, talk of, like, the uncle deposing the nephew to take the throne. And Tyrion kind of being like, yeah, sometimes that shit's necessary. And it's just fun, wordplay of, like, Tyrion very much so would like to throw Joffrey out a fucking window, but...
Which is, again, funny with the fact that he's going to be accused
he's one of the prime suspects,
Oberyn hearing these claims from Tyrion before this all goes down is just a fun thing.
So they get in the litter, and Tyrion's like, yo, girl, please close the windows. And she's like, it's a beautiful day. And he's like, they're going to throw shit at us, so just fucking close them. And she does, and then she's like, I'm sorry about the book. It was a nice book. And he's like, yeah, it would have fucking done Joffrey well. Yeah. And she's like, well, maybe he'll like the dagger better. And he's like, yeah, he's earned a fucking dagger, hasn't he?
Right, but then he also turns and asks her if she knows of any kind of relationship between Bran and Joffrey.
I know that Robb and Joffrey quarreled at Winterfell, but was there any tension between Bran and Joffrey? And she's like, Bran? Nah, like Bran,
everybody loves Bran.
Everybody loves Bran, dude. He's just a little climber.
Even Joffrey would have loved Bran, so no, I don't know anything.
And
why?
She doesn't understand, of course, at all. And then he kind of continues on, and he's like, did you ever hear, like, why he fell? And she was like, like, he slipped. And then he's like, and you never asked me about the manner of your mother and brother.
And I love that she gives basically the most expected answer you could hear. I don't want to hear the grisly details of my family's brutal murder at the hands of betrayal and sabotage.
I saw how fucked it was what you did to my father.
Yeah.
I don't want to know the rest. Of
like, I got it. They're dead. Thank you.
Yeah. And I expect it was fucking gnarly. Like, they're not going to treat them well. They were traitors and that she does my brothers and mother were traitors. They went to traitors' graves and they're all traitorous. And so, he does the, then I won't say a word.
That's kind of you, my lord.
Right, yeah. And he's like, I'm the face of kindness.
I'm the very soul of kindness, and I know about bad dreams, he says.
Yeah, fuck off.
Which is, I didn't quite get the last line there. Like, is that just him referencing her wake up and the mumbling, and he thought that she was having a bad dream in the morning?
No, I think it's his own. Like, I think it's a callback to Blackwater when he was like feverish and he was having his own trippy ass dreams of Mandy Moore trying to kill him on Cersei's behest, and then fucking Tywin basically shutting him up in a room with Pycelle.
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand the context of why he made that statement. Like, were they even talking about dreams? It was just your brother, I'm the soul of kindness, and I know about bad dreams.
Well, I think she said, I don't want to know because it would give me bad dreams.
Oh,
and he's
okay.
like,
Gotcha.
then I'll say no more, and I'm the soul of kindness. So, the real interesting undercurrent, though, here is Tyrion piecing together a certain culprit in a certain crime from a certain book. Tyrion, very much so, is piecing together the fact that it was Joffrey who sent the cat's paw after little Brandon Stark.
Right.
This hasn't been proven, as far as this point in the book. It
is discussed by Tyrion and Jaime later on.
Right. Everyone suspects it's Littlefinger that did it to, stir more shit up. But no, in fact, it was Joffrey who found the dagger in Robert's stash, overheard Robert basically saying it would be a kindness if Bran were to die, because being a cripple is no way to live. And so Joffrey took it upon himself to hire an assassin.
Right.
And
sent him that way.
And so that's why the mention of the dagger fucking startles him. And
him questioning Sansa to find out if, did Bran do something to piss
did
him
Bran
off?
school him in the training yard, anything like that?
And we do know that Tyrion's always had an interest in Bran with the cripples, bastards, and broken things, and given the wheelchair thing that he'll never be able to use because he had to leave.
All right, and then you mentioned it, Joffrey saying he's familiar with Valyrian steel, he went and found the dagger, and I'm 100% convinced the little shit cut himself, nicked himself with it.
Which honestly, we should have looked back in the first book on the King's Road.
He wouldn't allow it on public display. He's too much of a bitch.
Sure, that's true.
And so. Yeah, it's Tyrion piecing together, finally, the who sent the cat's paw after Brandon Stark that Catelyn fought off and then got fucked up by Summer. Joffrey. And he's a little bitch still.
How fun, right before the purple wedding.
Right.
Before he gets his comeuppance.
Like the crime, absolutely, and the sentence for it. And so, this is a real fun chapter to lead into everything that's going on with the purple wedding and the fact that, Joffrey's life is measured now in hours instead of days, weeks, or years. And so Tyrion finally kind of piecing that mystery together, putting that to rest. We get the fucking chalice that Joffrey will be drinking from, that I'm fully of the belief that Olenna will absolutely have a part to play in the poisoning of him, along with Littlefinger, and that.
Well, and so now, actually, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because it kind of just flicked me in the brain with that coming from Mace, and then him mentioning chipping the gem, the thing out which
the
is
gem of the
dire
direwolf
delivery is
and Sansa is the hairnet,
pulling the one gem out of the hairnet,
a chip of the direwolf hairnet. Yep.
And so
get
it's
fucked.
Just
Get fucked, Joffrey. And I also like the does he move his little wormy lips when he's reading? Is I think a very minor comparison to Ramsay.
That's where I was going to say.
With the wormy lips.
Absolutely.
Tyrion, Theon thinks of his lips as being all gross and wormy. And so, it's almost the passing of the baton of
one evil to the next evil.
Exactly.
It's the wormy lips.
They both got that wormy lip.
Watch out for the wormy lips.
And so, it is impending. I love the Oberyn Tyrion conversation because then it gives us all the reason to believe that Tyrion is a usual suspect for this crime.
Yeah.
That, an uncle deposing the nephew king isn't out of the ordinary in the annals of history. And Oberyn also being somebody that should be suspected for the crime. Him giving the scorpion brooch is, to me, a blatant fucking threat, and I love it.
It also, because that makes me almost think of the chapter a couple chapters ago with Dany when the little critter first showed up.
The Manticore, from the the sorrowful
warlocks,
one.
Right?
No, that's the sorrowful one. They apologize.
Right.
And probably the warlocks hiring.
But just that creature, the scorpion, the Manticores, they're just that. But we're heading into a very long Tyrion 8 next, so I'm really excited for that one. So.
And then we'll get Sansa fleeing into the night.
Yeah.
And so, join us next chapter for Joffrey's End, y'all. We'll get the great wedding, the entire big event going on. Lots of moving parts. We'll get Olenna and left and right diddy bopping around, and the
write
whole
into us if
royal
you have
court.
any thoughts on it or anything like that, or this last few episodes. Without Manners Brotherhood at gmail.com. I think that's it for this episode.
I think you are correct.
Hell
finally,
yeah.
For once.
Keeping that on the fucking docket.
All right, before he gets a big head, we will go ahead and wrap this with a Valar de Harris.
Peace.